Hi, my name is Susanna Zaraysky, and I'm the author of Languages Music. I'm presenting this book because for many years I didn't understand why I was able to learn foreign languages so well. I was able to copy accents and sound like native speakers in other countries, and I didn't know what it was that made me do it. And I decided to write this book so that other people would be able to learn foreign languages easily, just like I did. And I realized that it was music that helped me learn languages. I was able to listen to other foreign languages just like I listened to music. And I was able to copy sounds and accents just like I would be able to copy a song. It's fun, it can be easy, and I think you'll enjoy it. So I hope this presentation will give you a great introduction into my book and that you will be able to learn foreign languages. Thank you. The way foreign languages are taught in schools is absolutely boring. So boring that many people decide not to learn foreign languages because they can't follow the memorization of grammar rules and the memorization of vocabulary charts in schools. When foreign languages first start being taught, it wasn't so easy for people to have access to music at home. It's not like now with iTunes and iPods and YouTube and the ability to get music from all over the world very easily. That's why I think that music wasn't used in schools to teach languages in the past. But if we think about how we learn languages when we're kids, when we're babies, we listen for almost a year before we start talking. And we just start copying sounds and we copy sentences without knowing the grammar rules of our language. Well, when we're adults or teenagers learning foreign languages, we should also listen for a long time before we start practicing the language. We have to get our ears used to the sounds of other languages before we can start practicing them, because our ears have to get used to those sounds. We can't produce a sound that we don't hear. That was said by Alfred Tomates, a French ear physician who tried to understand why people had accents in foreign languages. The reason we have accents is because we can't produce a sound we don't hear. It's very simple. So in order to produce a sound that is not in the frequency of our native tongue, we have to spend time listening to a language and getting used to the way it sounds. And what better way than listening to music? Because when we listen to music, we can start singing along to the song without knowing what we're saying because we get used to the tune. Our ears get used to the melody of the language because every language has its own rhythm and melody and tone. Listening to classical music can have a very strong effect on your ability to listen to sounds from other languages and reproduce them. The main idea is, as I said before, you need to increase the range of frequency that you listen to. So in your language, you may have very low frequency sounds, and it may be very hard for you to reproduce a sound from a language that has lots of high notes, high frequency sounds, like a th, like a diphthong in English. Now, if you were to listen to Mozart or other classical composers, you're going to get used to listening to sounds in different frequencies because classical music tends to have a very large range of frequency of sound, from low to high, and it's going up and down. Just like music, language has length and melody in its sounds. For example, Vietnamese is a monosyllabic language, so each word is one syllable, whereas German has long words with many, many syllables. Italian is very melodic. It goes up and down, up and down. Some languages are very monotonous. They don't have an up and down to them. So you need to listen carefully to how the language sounds. Does it have many syllables in a word? Does it have one syllable? Does it go up and down? Does the emphasis come at the beginning of the word or at the end of the word? That will help you be able to reproduce the sound of the language, just like it were a song. Now, languages also have a beat. Some languages are very fast. Some languages may sound choppy to you. Think about how it sounds to you and recreate that sound, because it's the beat of the language that will give you a good accent. And remember, you need to relax when you're listening to music in the language that you're learning. Your body, your brain will absorb much more when you're relaxed. Have the music on in the background while you're at home. Relax on your couch or close your eyes and listen to the music. Your brain will absorb much more when you're relaxed and you're not stressed about trying to understand the music. You very well may not understand anything when you're first listening to songs in another language. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you get used to the sounds. The understanding will come later. Once you start listening to the music and used to listening to songs and you find songs that you like, then you can start looking for the lyrics to those songs on the internet, or maybe the CD that you have already has the lyrics. Read the lyrics before you listen to the song, and then close your eyes, listen to the song, and write down the lyrics as you hear them being sung. That way you're reinforcing what you've read and what you're listening to, and you're able to reproduce them by writing them down. Then imagine the lyrics in your head. Maybe it's a story like New York, New York by Frank Sinatra, about a man who comes to New York and sees the big city and it becomes very accomplished and sees how there are buses and people out on the street all night long. Imagine the story in your head, because the story needs to come alive. You need to be able to make a connection between what you listen to and what that means to you. And by creating a story and pictures in your head, you make the song come alive. Draw out the pictures. If there's a story, a love story, someone is traveling, draw the pictures of the story on a piece of paper. Recreate what you're able to hear in a different format. Some of you may be visual learners, so for you it's very important to make a visual representation of what you're hearing in order for you to learn. Then listen to the song in your head. Most likely, when you recreate the song in your head and you have that in your head, you won't have an accent, because you'll be recreating it just like how you've heard it on the radio or on the CD. When you're able to recreate a song in your head with a small accent, it's going to be much easier for you when you then create the song. Then try to sing the song, or at least say it out loud. And think about where the sounds are coming from when you're speaking. Now, in certain languages, you'll feel the sounds resonate in one part of your body or another. Some languages have very guttural sounds, so the sounds are coming from your throat. In other languages, you might find that the sounds are more nasal, they're coming from your nasal area. Think about where those sounds are coming from. So when you're reproducing the song, you're going to be operating from that part of your body. So if it's a guttural language, like maybe Arabic or Hebrew, you'll probably be reproducing the sounds more from your throat area. If you're reproducing a sound in Portuguese that has a lot of nasal vowels, you'll be reproducing the sounds mostly from your nasal area. So be very aware of that. It's very important to know where sounds are coming from, because when you can distinguish where the sounds are resonating in your body, what part of your body is vibrating when you're making a certain sound, it's going to be much easier for you to recreate that. And probably at the beginning, you're going to make mistakes. You might sound like Tarzan. It doesn't matter. Just have fun and relax.